Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Leaf Heart Path. Thank you so much for being here with me today. For those of you who are new, my name is Andrea Graham. I am an intuitive healer, a Reiki and cord cutting practitioner, and a tarot card reader. If any of those services sound interesting to you, I am currently booking personal readings. If you're interested, information can be found in the description box below. Today's video shares some of your unique gifts and talents, qualities that light you up, and they cast a shine on those around you. We're going to be examining what these particular gifts or talents are, how they may look or manifest in your daily life, what role your past or past life energies played in the development of these gifts, how you can tap into them and polish them up just a little bit more so that you can cast an even brighter beam, and then of course how using these gifts impacts you and those within our wider world. Before we embark on this adventure, please keep in mind this is a general reading. It's for the collective, so please take what resonates and leave the rest for others on their journey. We've got 4 groups for you to choose from today. This is group 1 over here with this blue lace agate, and you will be working with the Austera Tarot today, group 1. Group 2, you are going to be working with the Darkwood Tarot today, and your crystal is Ametrine. Group 3, you are going to be working with the Modern Witch Tarot. Your pile is marked with this Shiva shell. And finally, group 4, you are working with the Fountain Tarot today, and your pile is marked with this Rutilated Quartz. Take a few moments, relax, center yourself, take a deep breath, and tune into the 4 piles that you see here. Which group is pulling your attention the most? You can pause the video should you need a little more time to select your pile. You can find your group with the timestamps or chapters, which are listed in the video bar or the description box below. Take another moment should you need it. Otherwise, I will see you shortly, friends. Welcome, group 1. If you picked the Austera Tarot and this blue lace agate, then welcome to your reading. We are examining the unique gifts and talents, whether they are innate talents and gifts, whether they have been cultivated, hidden, or perhaps already shining brightly. These are those qualities that you exude, that you share with the world. And I want you to think of today's reading as not just identifying these things, but perhaps also as a little bit of a pick-me-up and words of encouragement from the universe to move forward in developing these talents and sharing them with others. If you skip the intro, we are looking at what these particular gifts might be, bearing in mind this is just one idea that's dominant in the energy coming through. Please remember, you are talented and dazzling. You are a multifaceted being who has a lot to share, so please do not feel limited by what is coming through, as there's likely much more under the surface. There always is. So I do encourage you to check out other piles if you feel drawn to them, as we all have many unique gifts that we can share with the world. So we are going to be digging into, first of all, how these talents and gifts are connected to the bigger picture of your life. What could you be doing with them? Are there steps that you can take to dial up the shine factor here? Should you choose to step into this idea of integrating these gifts with a purpose, group 1, or a mission, we'll see if any additional information comes through regarding that shift into your power and what these gifts or talents bring to you and the world at large. So, are you ready? I know I am. Let's hop into it. Okay, right away, your energy is one of decisiveness and forward movement. So, part of your gift is the mind and how it functions, and how you present your big, beautiful brain to others in the context of what you do with it. Communication is a strong suit here, as we have swords, because this is a page. It is likely that you may have not completely stepped into this role yet. It feels a bit fresh to me. You likely are aware that you have some oratory gifts, but you may not be totally allowing them to shine yet. Notice how the figure here is totally covered up. There may be a little unwillingness on your part to step forward with total acceptance and transparency. Not that you are necessarily unwilling. I think you absolutely are, given the right circumstances and motivation. The motivation does feel to have an outward focus to me. We're looking this way, we're also looking this way. It feels like you're interested in supporting causes that align with your world, things that are cultural, familial, or through personal experience. You just may be holding back a little bit, and it could be that you're an introvert. That might be part of it. I am getting for some of you that this is related to the law. So you may be thinking about a career in law or something related to that, assisting other people in some way, shape, or form, some kind of capacity there for that. There's a feeling of justice here. I am seeing the scales. I'm seeing the justice card, Libra energy. For some of you, this is a gift, but it's not going to be related to an actual career. So again, this is a manifestation of how you live your life and who you are. So again, if the law thing doesn't apply, let it fly. You likely are very passionate about causes, and this isn't just communication in your brain and mental energy. This is you stepping into a leadership role of some kind, group one. If you aren't already there, this may be something you're working toward or will be in the future. Now, for some of you, I get for some of you that you might balk at this idea, I'm not a leader, but group one, I am going to tell you, you absolutely are. We did say that some of these gifts and talents are a bit hidden, and I'm feeling that they're likely hidden from you, but not from other people. I think other people catch quite a bit of this shine. No matter how much you like to keep it under wraps, even if you weren't being flashy here, it's like the water is reflecting the sun. So you think you're keeping it under wraps, but I don't know that that's happening. So think back over your interactions with other people. Have you heard words of encouragement to step up and be more visible, to join a group, to run for an office or position, to accept some kind of promotion, leadership, or make yourself a bit more visible because you really are a beacon, a lighthouse? I can almost see you trying to keep things on the down low or minimize what you have going on. And again, it could have to do with that introversion. Maybe you don't necessarily want a spotlight on you, but I'm here to tell you with the utmost love and respect that you absolutely can step into this role. This is a skill set you have, and you are meant to be a bit more public than you are likely thinking. You may in fact be guarded about your privacy, or the idea of sharing your thoughts might be scary. You may in fact be guarded about your privacy, or the idea of sharing your thoughts might be scary. Look at this. Our figures are back to back here, backs against each other, which feels protective to me. Kind of like there are others around that are circling around. There's a little bit of danger perhaps, or a perceived threat in a way. But no matter what you do, there's this energy of expansion. Look, we're both meant to move forward. We're meant to move in different directions. It's not going away. So group one, maybe by taking some small risks, putting yourself out there, go step by step. That might be the comfortable way to go for you. I want to say though, if you are doing baby steps, I don't think the ship is waiting long. There's a determination here. So the longer you wait, the more you may feel a separation from where you're headed and from where you might be hiding right now. It's like you have 2 feet, one on each water ski here. So we're going to pretend these are water skis, and the skis are starting to float apart from each other. So yeah, you might wind up taking a little dip there if you hold back. But here's the thing, I see you in the water and you are swimming in the same direction as the boat. You meet up with it. So you might get a little surprise dunk if you are holding back a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with it. We might be a little more uncomfortable instead of just moving forward and grasping things. Yeah, waiting or not, you're ending up in the same place. And this is where you're meant to be, group one. So, all right, that's kind of what we're seeing about trajectory and your actual gifts themselves. And let's look at how these communication skills and your leadership that we're kind of looking at here are connected to the broader portrait of your life. Is there anything to learn here from the past or past lives? And I think I want to start with the past lives here. And as I'm looking at these, this is the 4 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. These cards are shuffled so much. So that's kind of funny that they popped out that way in sequence, but that does show growth when that's happening. And this does show that this is an energy that has to do with your emotions, an emotional kind of experience. So it's possible that you had, and this could be the past or could be past lives, where you experienced an inability to grasp opportunities around you. And it could be for a variety of reasons, societal, familial, cultural, all kinds of different events or contexts that could be happening here. Expectations. For some, it wasn't necessarily like an inability, it's just you couldn't, you chose not to. So here, like, notice this individual's turning their nose up at the cup that's being offered back here. So I think people in this past situation may have offered you things directly, affection or opportunities of some kind, or kindness, maybe romance for some of you. But I see you, for whatever reason this is, as having blinders on toward what was happening within this situation. You're so tuned in to focus on what's going on within you. And it might have been because, again, outside influence, but there might have been something that happened to you directly, so you kind of were in your own head. Maybe trauma for some of you. And so you have these blinders on towards what's going on outside around you and within the community. You're not part of the party over here. Whether that's a real thing or whether it was a perceived thing. But this lifetime, this timeline, this current moment is a chance to grasp opportunity, to go after what it is that you seek. You are being presented with an occasion to move out of your comfort zone a bit and be more open, be more exposed, more vulnerable, and more authentic. Group one. This is juicy. This is you. It feels good. I feel you in this energy. People are really, really responding to you. It's a very positive manner. There's a lot of smiles, there's open arms, and you don't even know who some of these people are. There's huge receptivity. Yeah. This is where you are now versus where you were. This is outward instead of inward. Here, you've taken the mask off. Notice the eyes are the thing that's uncovered. That's showing our laser focus. We're covered here, and they're closed. Those eyes are closed. I think at this point, you are ready to take that offered cup. And then you also turn your gaze out towards others. How can I help? This is an opportunity to move from the situation in a new direction. And the 5 of Cups here, this one's interesting. I do like the imagery on this. So there we go. We can see here that you weren't happy about what happened here, that past choice. There might be an energy of regret. Things maybe didn't turn out the way you anticipated. Maybe you regretted that you weren't able to go forward with an opportunity. Whether it's past life energies or whether it's current, present, the energy of regret lives there. And I feel like the snake here around the neck might serve as a symbol of your viewpoint at the time this happened. I actually see it as trying to comfort this individual, you, but when you were in the thick of this, your viewpoint only saw it as strangling you. And I think that speaks to a deeper picture, one of your lens, how you saw yourself, how you saw others at this time in this situation. And that might be part of the reason why you could not take a cup at that moment. You couldn't see the blessings around you. You may have felt like you were backed up against a wall. Here, we talked about that energy there. Being unable to assert yourself in the way that you would have wished. And perhaps the offered cup here felt like poison to you when it was in probably only wine. Just know at this juncture, you have the opportunity to shift, and perhaps this shift has already happened. Perhaps you are in the midst of it. By shifting your viewpoint and lens to one of gratitude and presence, this can help move you toward your new opportunities more quickly. So group one, I do feel you are meant to move on from these energies, however that happens. Whatever work needs to be done there, and we'll talk a little bit about that. You aren't meant to linger here. Instead, you're meant to kind of shed this off like a snakeskin. Okay, so shedding, from what I understand, can be uncomfortable for snakes. It can cause anxiety for some, and this might be something that you're dealing with as you're moving into these new energies of communication and leadership here. Make no mistake, Group 1, you are meant to go forward with this. I do see this ability to be concise and clear and direct, and being a very good speaker as related to helping others in your community at large. Of course, these communities we speak of, I don't want you to get weirded out or nervous about it. They might be a small workplace. It might be a club. It doesn't have to be as big as an entire city or town or a social media account with millions of followers, although for some of you it may be. As with anything, there is free will. You certainly do not need to embrace this. However, I do see life sweeping you in this direction regardless. It may be a bit more comfortable to roll with the changes instead of fighting them the entire way. All right, so let's look at our last group of cards here with the tarot. And so we're addressing here the steps that you can take to dial up the shine factor a little bit. What do you need to do to help move into this energy? What can we say about that? All right, so we have the 10 of Wands in the world. We're talking about the ends of cycles here. So I think Group 1, your advice here is to apply your gifts in the context of this broader picture. The 10 of Wands is work, but I'm not seeing this as a huge emotional overload, being totally burned out, but instead being enthusiastic and excited. Yes, there is some anxiety I'm feeling in my heart space, but it's not anything you can't handle. It's like a good place to be. It's a place that you can find comfort there. You can learn to work with it there. It's going to be worth it, definitely. This happy energy and momentum, it's just that we have here is just going to sweep you through this period of applying yourself, and that you may find that things are much easier once you've adjusted to your new viewpoint. Much bigger. Yeah, this is good old-fashioned effort. So I do want to mention also the World card is giving me vibes of not just having a focus on a bigger stage and audience for your communication and leadership. I think also you may have some help during this 10 of Wands period here from people in different parts of your country, your town, your continent, or the world at large. Perhaps coaches or others in your field that can take your things to the next level. They can help you. And because this won't be entirely easy, and that's more to do with the emotional feeling I'm getting, I think you are manifesting this no matter what. And it's more to do with a general discomfort from not being used to being center stage and in the spotlight and having to adjust to that. But these people are here, they're going to support you. For some of you, there is a strong female presence that's coming through for this. Someone in your field or somehow connected, might be a little different. Possibly well known. And that won't be for everybody, obviously. But they're going to help you truly shine in the manner that you're meant to. So you definitely have some help coming through Group 1, should you wish to accept it or not. And our last question we're going to be looking at here is, what does sharing these gifts with others do for you and the world at large? Nice, the shaman. So Group 1, by sharing your gifts, you are settling into alignment with the person you're meant to be. This truly does feel like a calling to me. And the 10 of Wands work here combined with what you've moved through to get here could be a dark night of the soul for some of you, like your initiation into this. Yeah, what you do is healing. By sharing your vision with others, your communication, your sense of justice, you are healing the planet at large. Expressing a vision that is meant to be expressed through nobody else but you. Yeah, you're the channel, you're the conduit. So very, very strong earth energy here with this. And what I'm seeing is, wow. Oh my gosh. It's moving through your feet, it's through your central channel, up through your chakras, it's combining with white light. Wow, there's a powerful white light all around you, and it's making me so warm. I feel a little shaky right now, and that's the energy of this. You're meant to take this energy, to share it, and to be more in the spotlight, even if you do identify as an introvert. You are sharing yourself with the world, and by doing that, it's healing for others, and it's healing for you at the same time. The more you open up, the more this can go away. And I don't mean to leave. I just mean it'll be there, but you'll be more accepting of it. There's going to be less of a divide there. You aren't meant to keep this energy corked up. And like those water skis we spoke of, it's unlikely you were going to keep it to yourself for very long, group one. So shine on, group one. You're a diamond. So thank you so much for being here with me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it with others who may find it beneficial. Share some of your light with us in the comment box below by posting, let's do a gem or a diamond emoji so we know who you are. You are truly brilliant, group one. Much love and gratitude to you, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future. Bye, my friends. Welcome, group two. If you picked the Darkwood Tarot and this Ametrine crystal, then you are in the right place. Welcome. We are examining today in your reading the unique gifts and talents, whether they are things that are already maybe cultivated a little bit, whether they're innate and hidden or already shining brightly. These qualities that you exude that you can share with the world. So I would like you to think of this reading as a little bit of encouragement from the universe. It's meant to be a little bit of a pick-me-up. So if you skip the intro, what we're looking at are these gifts, and we need to bear in mind that this is just one idea that's dominant in the overall energy that's coming through. You are talented, you are dazzling, you are multifaceted, and you have a lot to share. So please don't feel limited by what's coming through, as there's likely much more under the surface. I do encourage you to check out other piles if you feel drawn to them, as we all have many unique gifts that we can share with the world. We'll try to dig into how these talents or gifts are connected to the bigger picture of your life. What could you be doing with them? Are there steps that you can take to dial up the shine factor here, should you choose to step into this idea of integrating these gifts within a purpose or a mission? We'll see if any additional information comes through regarding that shift into your power, and what these gifts then are going to be broadcasting to the world, what they're going to bring to the world and bring to you as well. So, are you ready? I know I am. Let's hop into it. All right, group two, you may be an earth sign or have earth prominent in your charts, Taurus, Virgo, Cap. For those of you who resonate with that or are interested in that, we also have quite a bit of fire with an emphasis on Aries here. So either of those spots for you, if that's something that you are drawn to. So group two, your gift likely has to do with getting others into alignment with themselves. There's a bit of a rebalancing here with the Five of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles that I'm feeling. This could be related to healing or therapy, coaching, but it doesn't actually have to be related to a particular career or hobby that you have. That's just one facet of the way these things might manifest. So if that feels right for you, take it. If not, doesn't apply, let it fly. As mentioned earlier, also, this talent or gift could be innate. It could be hidden right now. I do suspect you're the kind of person who sees the good or the potential in every single person you meet. You are likely good at refraining from judgment, from judging others, and you have an openness about you that's fresh. Even if you're older, you have a way of moving in the world that seems very youthful and new, and you seem to have fresh eyes and a presence that enjoys each and every moment, and you make moments count. Your aura, your company feels quite calming, and I'm hearing that you bring people home to themselves. Yeah, we have this treasure inside the tree here. The Five of Pentacles is inside of there. I don't know if I can get that in focus, but yeah, that reflects this action of coming home. Yeah, coming home to our own hearts. This is something you can do for other people, whether you realize that or not. And it may actually just happen. It may just be triggered simply by being around you. I'm thinking the way like heat changes amethyst to citrine. So just the presence of heat alone is the factor there that changes that stone. Just the presence of you alone might be something that changes others and causes them to have more of an opening and to get realigned and rebalanced for themselves. It's a natural healing. It's a soothing quality that you have. And what I'm actually being shown right now is an agitated kitten. And you naturally just calm that little fluff ball down so that they're curled up nearby and purring away contentedly. And here's the thing. You didn't really do anything to make that happen. You didn't need to. This is just your gift's manifestation. It's organic and it's natural and it's just part of who you are. So you may have had people say they enjoy how calm you are, how chill you are. Others may show you by how hi, popping up into your workspace each morning to say hi or to text you. I have a feeling you may wind up being a counselor to many folks, whether you actually are or not, and whether they realize it or not. And it isn't just your presence that hits this automatic reset for others, it's how you make your way in the world too. It's your daily actions that draw glances from other people. You model such a beautiful way of relating and being, group 2, that others cannot help but be uplifted and charmed. You're very charming. Okay, so the next set of cards is going to be about how this natural healing quality that you have, this presence, is connected to the broader portrait of your life. So, you know, is there anything here that we can learn from the past or from past lives? And we have the World and the King of Wands here. Pretty intense imagery that's coming through. So I'm feeling drawn to talk about past lives first. You likely had similar healing gifts in a past life or lives. It's clear that you are at the peak of this energy with the World card here. You know, and the King, I mean, completing out cycles, right? You're likely carrying the sum total of this energy with you. Going back here to this 5 of Pentacles, it's like you are the tree with all the pentacles inside. You have this huge and open heart chakra that allows healing energy to flow through you. You're the conduit. So remember how we said that this gift was very organic? Well, you can take classes and courses and you can meditate, do things to strengthen this gift and get into alignment with its purpose. You also possess this just very naturally, and you do not need to progress any further with developments you do not wish to. Did I say progress? Progress. I'm also going to say that you are likely an incredibly strong manifester. Holy cow. Oh, group 2. What on earth? This King of Wands energy is palpable. Some of my hair is actually standing up on end. You create your reality and you can help shape the lives of others around you. And you can do that through teaching them how to manifest or by shaping positive experiences in areas that overlap in both your worlds. I'm seeing like a Venn diagram. So we do have a lot of earth and fire here, but we've got the World, right? And we do have a little water at the end here. It does, despite all of that, it feels balanced and insanely powerful. I feel like you are a natural born powerhouse, just like a furnace, a train's engine, the thrum we feel on our skin when a thunderstorm rolls in. You radiate this power, group 2. I hope I wasn't knocking the table. I was getting so excited, I was kicking it. The question is, you know, are you ready to take the leap to being more aware of these gifts and then applying them to your own life and the lives of others around you? So I am getting some serious Superman vibes here, okay? Like, do you want to step into this or not? You can hide underneath a veneer, present a mask, a facade, but people are still going to be drawn into you. You're a lodestone. You're a magnet. But I feel you don't have to if you don't wish it. This does feel like group 1 felt like there's no stopping what's going on. This, for you, it's already there. It's just, do you want to pursue things further or not? And I feel like you have more flexibility with this. Yeah. I mean, aside from the natural essence, we talked about the triggering that happens naturally. There are some factors that you can control. And you can keep being Clark Kent if you want. That's totally fine, because you're still going to have a beautiful impact on others. You can also don the mantle of Superman and take your gifts to the next level. It's completely up to you. So, all right, we are going to look at our last group of tarot cards here, and we're talking about dialing things up, taking things to the next level. How can you step into this a little more? Don't tell group 1 you ended up with 3 cards. So you have the 10 of Wands, you have the Emperor, and the 6 of Cups here as well. Aries. Okay. What's weird is group 1 also had this as their first step, the 10 of Wands. So there is overlap here, and there is an alignment that's happening. So I do recommend going back to watch that one as well, because you might be at the intersection of these 2 very powerful energies. So if you're feeling even a niggle, trust the niggle and go there. All right. One of the things you can do to polish up what's happening here, what you already have, is get to work. Sounded like an order. You don't have to. The 10 of Wands is about working hard and applying yourself, and 10 is an awful lot of wands to carry. It's heavy. This card is trying to steal all the focus. There we go. Okay. So 10 is an awful lot of wands to carry, and the heaviness of doing this alone may be a bit burdensome, but that is where the Emperor is stepping in, right? So you may actually team up or partner up with someone who shows you the ropes. Yeah, this kind of came through in the first one too. So again, you may live at the intersection of these 2 readings, but this person might be a mentor, a teacher. You might enlist in some healing courses where you meet a guide or somebody like that. There might be an introduction. Somehow you catch their eye. Maybe it's because you're spicy. I don't know. Also, be careful about who you are spending your time with. I am seeing a need for discernment here. You know, we want something that's a little more King of Wands and maybe not so much like what we're seeing here. This is almost like, oh, I'm carrying all these wands. See, I'm handing you this lit torch. You know, do you want to carry this for me? Doesn't even want to focus on her. Taking on unnecessary burdens, you know, or viewpoints that don't align with who you are. It's almost like getting distracted by these other shiny objects that really are not anything to do with you and your mission or your purpose. So not all that glitters is gold. And sometimes there may actually be like a fantastic teacher, but you just don't resonate with them. And that's okay. That's totally fine. You don't have to take that, you know, the information. They might be good for somebody else. So just don't jump into a course or a class or, you know, enroll in working with somebody, you know, because they DM you on Instagram or something. Yeah, or contact you on Facebook. You don't have to go with everybody. It's about trusting your gut and your intuition and seeing what's right, because the more you do that and lean into what feels good, the more you start to have more faith in your abilities. They get stronger. That's only going to help build this up as well. And your guides are going to lean into that a little bit more and provide you with more appropriate opportunities for you. So try to be also a little flexible with your time here and energy in the space of seeking knowledge and work. I suspect that with all this fiery energy, things might get a little spicy for you, and you might wind up being a bit burned out. You know, there's a difference between starting somewhere, you know, and then we've got people that are, you know, at the end of their game, the World, the King of Wands, the 10 of Wands, the Emperor. This is all ending of cycles, you know. We're just here. So just because you see the teacher doing it doesn't mean, you know, you're the master yet. So you don't need to follow exactly. Don't take on too much. Something you can do to move things along more swimmingly is to apply a little water, right? Which is where our Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio friends pop in with the Six of Cups. And what's coming through here for me is gratitude. When you connect with the feelings of love and gratitude, it just makes your heart space sing. Oh, heart space. This is you, right. Ooh, look at it. It's like putting a puzzle together. It's very exciting. There's our tree. This is you. We're applying the love and gratitude in our journey here, and that we're going to bloom. Yeah. Love and gratitude stokes your fire, raises your vibration. It allows a genuine connection between yourself and the universe, your gifts, your guides, attracting new people around you. Also, another thought too, this often has to do with family. And so if they make your heart light up, spend some time with them or with children. Those may be ideas that just provide you with a little more balance so that you're not getting so lost in what's happening here, when, you know, our focus ought to be on others and, family and connection and things like that. Not family necessarily, family. So last thing I want to talk about is when you share these gifts with others, what does it do for you and what does it do for the world at large? And what we have here is, all right, the Maiden. Okay, so, you know, remember when we talked about looking at things with a fresh perspective? This is what sharing your gifts does for others. It offers you and those around you to see the world through new eyes. You know, it brings a sharpness and a softness at the same time. There's a new clarity and insight, and people can be so much more in the moment after working with you. They see things as though they're looking through the eyes of a child. And I do feel like it's like a permanent change. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's the same color as the Ametrine. I just realized that. That was totally random. I feel like that's a sign too. Once the heat is applied to the amethyst and it starts to turn to citrine, you get that gold color, you can't get it back again. The change is there, the change happens. And that's what you do for others. You know, by delving into this energy here, this maiden energy, or your gifts, I should say, it brings you this renewed sense of optimism, and you get the same freshness. And I feel like it's going to keep you youthful and radiant as you sort of radiate this calmness and clarity from within. Oh my gosh, and look at this. The shape is the same. It's like she's holding that card. It's like they're grasping the Maiden card here. And this is you. This is you offering what you have to others. You know, it's a rosy new world. It's an ability to be at peace. That's really what you're giving everybody. Yeah. There's no more division within them. There's a unification. Stepping into themselves. So that's amazing. Group 2, thank you so much for being here with me today. I apologize, this was a little rambly. I got a little excited at times. This is really positive energy, so I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And if you enjoyed this, please give it a like and share it with others who may find it beneficial. And why don't you share some of your light with us too? In the comment box below, will you post a fire emoji so we know who you are? You really are one of a kind, Group 2. So much love and gratitude to you. I look forward to seeing you again in the future. Bye, my friends. Welcome, Group 3. If you picked the Modern Witch Tarot and this Shiva shell, then you are in the right place. Welcome to your reading. Let's talk about it a little bit. So we are examining the unique gifts and talents, whether they are something that you have been working on, whether they're innate, hidden right now, or they're out shining brightly for everybody to see. These are the qualities you exude, and these are the same qualities that you can share with the world at large. So I'd like you to think of this reading as a pick-me-up or words of encouragement from the universe as you kind of dive into this and explore it. And you can decide if you want to tap into these a little bit more and apply them, use them. So if you skip the intro, what we're doing exactly is looking at what these gifts are, so identifying them. And keep in mind, this is just one idea that is dominant that's coming through in the energy right now. So just remember, you're amazing, you're talented, you're dazzling. There's a lot to you, and you have a lot to share. So Please don't feel limited by what's coming through, as there is likely so much more under the surface. And I do encourage you to check out other piles if you feel drawn to them, as we all have many unique gifts to share with the world. So we'll try to dig into how these talents or gifts then are connected to the bigger picture, the broader picture of your life. What could you be doing with them? Are there steps that you can take to kind of tune them a little bit, to dial them up, to practice them? And should you choose to step into this integration of these gifts and their use, we want to see if any additional information comes through regarding that shift and what that is like for you as you step into your power, and what do these offer both to you and to others in the world. So, all right, group 3, are you ready? I'm excited. We're going to hop into it. Group 1, how some of your unique gifts and talents express themselves. We've got a magician and the 6 of Swords here. So you are a little bit magic. Very, very cool. You've got the power to create change for the better. And I see this as you. You are the magician here. You're also the facilitator of what's happening over here on the 6 of Swords as well. You've got all the tools you need at your fingertips, and your quality of mind is also particularly strong. There's a feeling of being quite strong also in organizing efforts and a kind of natural leadership, one that feels like things just sort of fall into place around you. And I do feel like you have quite a bit of energy, and maybe described as someone who's on the go. I'm even like wiggling my leg up and down right now. This won't be for every case, but it is a dominant energy that's coming through for you. So, you know, like maybe 80% of you, or it might be more like 70. I'm thinking. You're clever, you're self-assured, you know how to make magic, and I don't think there's a lot of doubt in terms of your abilities. I think you know. Yeah, you know you're gifted. You are the type of person who might do well in a variety of occupations, and your hobbies may be varied and numerous. So, for example, I'm getting, and this is coming through repeatedly, you're quite witty, and I could see you having a bit of a performative streak, and your mind is able to come up with clever ways to articulate your thinking. So you might do well as like a writer, a comedian, an actor. But others of you would be excellent organizers or leaders or managers. This feels quite broad. You guys feel quite broad in the application of these gifts. So I'm not going to continue listing various occupations, but I just want you to get an idea here that this is a big group, and there is a clarity of thought and flexibility of the mind that suits all of you, no matter how you choose to express it via hobbies or work. So there is big energy with you, and your fire certainly gets you noticed, group 3. And I think part of your gift is the way that you create waves of change through deliberate action. You know, whether that's making people laugh and forget about their troubles for a while, or lifting up their spirits. Some of you are running nonprofits. You know, group 3, you are the magic makers, no matter how you look at it. So I want to next look into how your gifts are connected to the broader portrait of your life, and then is there anything that we can learn from the past or past lives. So we've got the High Priestess and Queen of Wands here, and I would like to know, who are you exactly, group 3? You have a lot of big energy here. So let's jump into the past or past life energy first. I'm not getting anything challenging rolling through here that wants to be shown, at least. This is pure power that we're plugged into right now. And we all have hardships, we all have trials that we have to face on earth here in this lifetime as part of our growth. But it's likely, I feel like you are firmly rooted in where you are and where you can go, and not where you've been necessarily. I mean, it's there, but it's not something that you're focused on at the moment. If you do go there, it's with the idea of being of service to others. You know, how can I have this story that could help somebody else, inspire them? This is, yeah, and if this is present life energy, I think you are somebody who is resilient. Yeah, I'm almost getting like a trampoline, like we bounce back, you know, which has to do with this boop, boop, high energy vibe that's coming through here. You are clearly others oriented. Yeah. This feels very much connected to the Six of Swords we've been talking about as well. Helping others, lifting others, supporting others. So, you know, it's the Magician and the Queen of Wands that's creating like this fun kind of spunky creative side in you. And jumping back, if this is past life energy, I would say that you are a highly evolved soul, group 3. An old soul who has been through many incarnations. And I think you're carrying a lot of wisdom and creativity and fire and big intuition with you. The most beautiful energies are carried through in regards to your unique gifts and talents. I did say your unique gifts and talents, sorry about that. And yeah, the things that you shared with the world. So, I apologize, I say so a lot. You are meant to be tapped into your intuition, group 3. You're meant to be tapped into the greater good. You are meant to be a change maker in your own unique way. Wow. Okay. I'm getting a few more energies surrounding hobbies, personality types, and occupations. Some of you may be artists, musicians, rebels, or volunteers, or all of those things. You know, whatever it is that you create in this lifetime, it does come from this deep place of love and knowing and consideration and a very, very firm foundation. You are absolutely stunning, group 3. Wow. Okay. Yeah, big. Look at all this. Is so big. We have the Magician and the High Priestess and the Fool now. So we have 3 major arcana cards out of 6. And then we have Queen and King of Wands. So, and it's not even like we have a small number here. We're like above 5 here in the numbers. So, all right. We are going to look at the steps that you can take to kind of tap into your gifts a little bit more and kind of dial things up. We have the Fool and the King of Wands here. And I think the idea is that you want to approach your talents with fresh eyes, like our Fool card. And that's a surefire way to help polish these gifts up so you can reach more people. So being open to new experiences, new things, new technologies. You may find connection, community, and inspiration online for some of you. You also want to use diplomacy and your inner power to help you manifest what's going on here. You are a true magic manifester, group 3. And if you felt drawn to, I think it was group 2 as well, you might want to check that out because there was a similar little thing running through there. And I think by tapping into your King of Wands here, or our Queen of Wands, you are certain to go further with this. You know, especially since you're likely going to be working with others. You know, tactful diplomacy is going to be very helpful when you're running meetings, meeting clients, talking to others, that kind of thing. I'm also hearing to watch your thoughts because you're so tapped into your manifesting abilities. As we have the Queen and the King, you want to stick with your best possible outcome. So just try to catch yourself if you're sending out doubts and negativity toward yourself, as this can slow down your bullet train. You know, keep things positive and forward focused, and there will be no stopping you from sharing your gifts with the world. All right. Man, you guys must be like quick and to the point. I feel like this is like fast. Yeah, this is a good energy. You guys get things done. All right. Now, our last card here. What does sharing these gifts with others do for you and the world at large? We have the Vow. Oh, I love that. All right. So group 3, when you share your gifts of leadership and fire and creativity with the world, you are likely honoring a promise or a vow. Something you've either made to yourself or for the greater good. And it could be, again, tied back into a past life where you're an advocate and someone who lives with intention and wants to lift others up. By doing this, you're standing in alignment with your soul, your integrity, your authenticity, which will absolutely light you up and give you that sense of meeting your destiny and finding your true North Star. And additionally, you're bringing a sense of strength and peace and community, lightness. There's a freedom that we see here that is shared with others. You bring an ease to those around you, a comfort and joy. Keep being the light, Group 3. Group 3, thank you so much for being here with me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it with others who may find it beneficial. Share some of you with us in the comment box below by posting a crown emoji so we know who you are. You are truly one of a kind, Group 3. Much love and gratitude to you, and I look forward to seeing you again in the near future. Bye, my friends. Welcome, Group 4. If you picked the Fountain Tarot and the Rutilated Quartz, then welcome to your reading. We are looking at your unique gifts and talents, whether they are innate, whether they are something that you have been cultivating already, whether they're hidden or shining brightly. These are the qualities you exude, the qualities that you can share with the world. And I want you to think of this as encouragement from the universe. It's a little pick-me-up for you today. And so what I'd like to do, if you'd skip the intro, I want to go over this quickly. We're looking at what these particular gifts might be, just bearing in mind that this is just one idea that's coming through that's dominant in the energy currently. Please remember, you are a multifaceted, talented, dazzling human being, and I don't want you to feel limited by the information that's coming through, as there's likely much more under the surface. I do encourage you to check out other piles if you feel drawn to them, as we all have many unique gifts that we can share with the world. What we're going to do is dig into how these talents or gifts are connected to the bigger picture of your life. What could you be doing with them? Are there steps you can take to kind of dial them up a little bit? Should you choose to step into this idea of integrating these gifts within a purpose, within a mission? We'll see if any additional information comes through regarding this shift into your personal power and what these gifts bring to you in the world at large. So, Group 4, are you ready? I am. Let's hop into it. Okay, Group 4, your unique gifts that you can share with the world have to do with your presence and with your quality of heart, the way you make others feel good and can create relationships. And I think you likely cement bonds very quickly. We have here the Knight of Cups and Eight of Wands. So I think you're somebody who lives, yes. You're somebody who loves with your whole heart, and very few obstacles block your path. You have this kind of speed here, like a bullet train, where you can get straight to others. And what this is actually reminding me of, I'm hearing this song Radar by Morphine, which I will link in the description box below if you're interested in that song. You penetrate other people's defenses. You penetrate their radar. You have a way of getting the toughest walls to crumble. Yeah. And there's this beautiful openness, which I feel like can be quite life-altering for those who meet you. You are very in tune with each moment, and you live life to the fullest and are quite present with whatever is going on around you. And you may believe in following your emotions and heart perhaps a little more than your head. And you might be a bit of a romantic, you know, loving life and having this pure view of wherever you are and whomever is with you. And I think everything just has this rosy glow or cast to it. And I don't see this as being naive. It's just somebody who processes things in a different way, a magical way. Someone who's in love with life and with the world and with the people in it. And it's less naive, and it's more about understanding. Sitting in empathy with others, listening, tolerance, patience, and a clear heart. This gift really allows you to be at the center of life, building bridges, connecting to others, feeling deeply. You are likely quite clairsentient, Group 4, and aren't afraid to get into work that helps other people. You may or may not have a career that involves this kind of connection that we've been talking about, but I do feel in any capacity, hobbies, other interests, you know, maybe career, I feel like you're quite a a networker, or some might even look at you as a social butterfly. I do feel though you're quite connected to others in all facets of your life. You're others oriented. You're interested in the greater good of all people. And this is a profound gift, and it's a trait that you cannot turn off or turn on at will, because this does feel like it's innate. It is something that is part of you. You're meant to walk with this view and with this lens. You leave an impression wherever you go, group 4, for sure. All right, so we want to look into how your loving connectedness is related to the broader portrait of your life. And then is there anything to learn here from the past or from past lives? And so here we have the 2 of Swords and then the 10 of Cups. How about that? That's beautiful. So talking about emotional fulfillment right there. So there's a lot of water here coming through. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. A little bit of fire energy, a little bit of air happening. And we even have Pentacles at the end. So we've got a nice balance happening here. And that might be a key word too. We're going to see if that balance comes back. I think there may have been something that happened in your past or possibly past lives that has asked you to make a choice regarding your happiness. There may have been circumstances that held you back. You may have been bound by authority figures, parents or teachers or family, community members. You get the picture. People who had certain expectations for you. It may also be related to things that are, beyond a specific individual or group of individuals, but we could just look at your culture overall, or gender expectations. And I think you were likely working to get to this 10 of Cups. You knew it was possible. You could see what you wanted or needed, and quite possibly realized that you had to forge your own path, in order to get there, because it just wasn't there for you. It wasn't available. You may have even daydreamed about what your family could look like or would look like in the future. A loving and supportive place where you would be accepted as yourself. So making a decision to cut ties with family members or confront them, to lay down boundaries, things like that, may have been challenging for a tender-hearted person like you. You may have had to cut cords with some people as well, and perhaps even totally walk away from others. And this may be a pattern or an act that continues or possibly needs to continue to this day. I see this is not just about healing the past wounds or trauma, but also about keeping your aura clear to this point. And so that's something you might have to continue to work on as well, because you do have a lot of that emotional energy that we're talking about here, and you need to kind of protect yourself, I think. Because that kind of energy could bog you down and weigh you back from this quick momentum that you are meant to have. So I do think these past energies do inform, some of this open-hearted journey that you're on. You have family out there, family, right? Friends and family. And you likely make very deep and lasting friendships with others. And these loving relationships may be with people from all walks of life, all over your country or perhaps even the world. By accepting you wholly for you and not taking to heart any negativity that may have been part of your younger years or, past life, you are able to move forward with sharing this open heart of yours with the world with an ease that you likely didn't think possible when you were younger or even at the start of your journey. And I think this expansion is going to continue for you moving forward. Things are just going to be getting better and better. You are coming more into alignment. You're moving very quickly toward what you wanted. All right, so what can we do to kind of help you get there and to dial up your gifts a little bit? That is where the 9 of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles or 5 of Coins comes in. I think group 2 also had the 5 of Pentacles. So if you were drawn to that, you might want to check that one out. All right, group 4. So what this looks like to me is it's inner work, 9 of Wands. We're working hard. And the 5 of Coins to me is almost about, it's a separation. Sometimes from others, sometimes from the self. Maybe not always knowing how to help ourselves. So therapy, journaling, coaching, shadow work, whatever it is that you need to do to feel like you, to get more in alignment, to get up to that final pinnacle there. The Nine of Wands indicates that whatever it is you're doing, you are almost there. You are nearly at the precipice. The Five of Coins, again, it's that separation. It's digging into areas where separation might exist between reality and what the ego or mind has created. You know, are there long-running stories that need dismantled? And the advice coming through here is about not letting this family dynamic that the Two of Swords shared with us continue to run scripts in your mental space. You know, it's like a program that's going, but it's not helping. It's just occupying up memory. And it is bogging down your processes. So take some time to examine what needs to be adjusted here, because you are so valuable, Group 4. And the gifts you offer to the world are absolutely incredible. There are not many people out here that are like you, that are like this. Nobody thinks quite like you do. And it really does not feel impossible to me. It feels like things are actually quite close for you, just under the surface. And the shifts feel quite big. And I have a feeling as you address things one by one, you wind up standing up straighter, feeling taller and more confident and ready to occupy the space that you stand in. All right, so I also want to look at what does sharing these gifts with others do for you and the world at large. And we have, oh, it's so simple. So simple, but not so simple. The stone. Okay. So by sharing your gifts with others, with the world, you are offering them the most simple and most profound gift. It's a foundation of love within themselves. You're showing them how to build themselves up, how to see the beauty in the moment, in the ordinary. They might see it as mundane, but then you show them how extraordinary it is. You know, you have a way of seeing rainbows, I guess some people might say, in the gloom, although you would never call it that. And I really feel by developing this radical heart space of yours, you are going to be doing big things, Group 4. And for some of you, this does feel global. Yeah. You leave these little tokens of affection wherever you roam, and it builds this interconnectedness, your own new family connected across the miles. And this is something that spills across friend groups and neighbors, and perhaps even across generations, because there's this sage type quality of this gift. No. Well, it is sage, but it feels like a legacy, Group 4. And the message... The messages are so simple and direct here. I feel like you're meant to do the work, though. I'm supposed to encourage you to do the work. Oh my gosh, this kind of looks like a spiral, and I almost didn't put this little shell out. It's so tiny, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm thinking almost of a nautilus shell, the way things like spiral around and around. And that reminds me of going deeper and deeper within. And so I think part of this extension, the extension of this message, is for you to figure out what this journey is going to look like for you over here. And so I'm keeping it very simple. We're going to wrap it up here. And I would love to know more about your thoughts here. So I want to thank you, first of all, for being here with me today, Group 4. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it with others who might find it beneficial. And why don't you share some of that light with us in the comment box below by why don't you post a stone or a rock emoji or maybe a heart, so we know who you are. You are loving and capable, amazing, brilliant, Group 4. Much love and gratitude to you, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future. Bye, my friends.